Tonight, you are not here by accident. You are here because a part of you, a deep and quiet part, is seeking something. Perhaps it is rest from a mind that will not stop racing. Perhaps it is clarity in a world that feels clouded and confusing. Perhaps it is the silent inner strength to face whatever tomorrow may bring. And even though not everything makes sense right now, even if the path ahead is obscured by fog, there is a wisdom that is seeking you. It is not a new wisdom. It is an ancient one, born from the hearts of philosophers who endured war, exile, political turmoil, and profound personal loss. And yet, within the chaos, they discovered an unshakable peace. Over the next 2 hours, you will hear the words and the spirit of these men like Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome; Seneca, the playwright and advisor; Epictetus, the slave, who became a great teacher. Their wisdom is not for the classroom. It is for the battlefield of life. Tonight, let yourself drift on the sound of my voice. You do not need to hold on to anything. You don't need to remember a single word or memorize any technique. This is not another lesson to be studied. It is a refuge for your soul. It is a quiet space to simply be. Just listen. Lesson 1. Stoic wisdom to let go of what you can't control. Our modern life confronts us constantly with things that are just outside our grasp. A difficult conversation we must have. A job application we are waiting to hear back on. A health concern that lingers. A relationship that feels unstable. In those moments, the soul trembles. It feels a loss of control, and this feeling gives birth to anxiety, to fear, to a sleepless, churning mind. We fight against reality, wishing it were different, trying to force outcomes that are not ours to command. But the Stoics taught something profoundly simple and liberating, a truth that can act as an anchor in the storm. Marcus Aurelius, writing to himself in his private journal while leading armies on the cold frontiers of the Roman Empire, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that. What stands in the way becomes the way. It suggests that the very thing you see as an obstacle is not an obstacle at all, it is your path. The traffic jam is not blocking your journey. It is your journey for that moment, an opportunity to practice patience. The difficult feedback from a colleague is not an attack on your worth. It is the curriculum for your growth in humility. The unexpected bill is not a catastrophe. It is the test of your resourcefulness and calm. Remember the last time you felt that weight of worry, that heavy blanket of anxiety over something you could not change. Perhaps you were waiting for a text message, checking your phone every 2 minutes, your stomach in a knot. The reactive mind, the untrained mind, creates 1,000 painful stories. They're angry with me. I failed. This is going to be a disaster. As Seneca wisely noted, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. We torture ourselves with futures that have not happened and may never happen. The Stoic response is not one of cold indifference. It is one of intelligent distinction. Epictetus, who knew the brutal reality of having no control over his own body, as a slave, taught this as the cornerstone of all wisdom. He said, "The chief task in life is simply this, to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control." Imagine yourself in that moment of anxious waiting again. Feel the tension in your shoulders, the shallow breath. Now, in your mind's eye, draw a simple, glowing circle on the floor all around you. Inside this circle is your kingdom, your inner citadel. Here, you have absolute control. You can control your breath. You can control your response. You can control your character, your integrity, your choice to be kind or patient or courageous right now. You can control the effort you put into your work. This is your domain. Now look outside the circle. Outside the circle are the results of your work, the opinions of others, the state of the economy, the weather, the past, the future, the person's response to your text message. All of these are external. They are not yours to command. The anxious mind tries to reach outside the circle and pull these things in, to wrestle them into submission. But they are like smoke. They cannot be grasped. And in trying, we lose our peace, our strength, our energy. The Stoic does not ignore what is outside the circle. They observe it, acknowledge it, and then turn their full attention back to what is inside the circle. The only question they ask is, what is the wise and virtuous thing for me to do right now with what is in my power? If you have sent the email, you have done your part. Let it go. If you have made the apology, your task is complete. Let it go. The outcome belongs to the universe, not to you. This is the art of letting go. It is not giving up. It is a strategic surrender of what was never yours to hold in the first place. Tonight, before you drift fully into sleep, let your body grow heavy, sinking into the surface beneath you. Breathe in deeply through your nose, feeling the cool air fill your lungs. And as you exhale slowly through your mouth, release the physical tension of the day. Now, bring to mind that one worry, that one resistance you carried with you today. The thing you were waiting for, the outcome you were trying to force, the person you were trying to change. See it clearly in your mind, without judgment, as if it were an object you were holding in your hands. Now ask yourself this simple, powerful question taught by Epictetus. Does this depend on me? Is this truly within my power? If the answer is no, if it is the opinion of another, the decision of a boss, the health of a loved one, then it lives outside your circle. In this moment, with your next exhale, visualize yourself opening your hands. Let that worry float away like a single dried leaf on a gentle river. Watch it drift away. It is not your burden to carry. Your work was in the effort, in the love, in the care you've already shown. The rest is not your story to write. Let it go. If the answer is yes, if there is a small, virtuous action you can take tomorrow that is entirely within your control, then calmly decide that you will do it. Do not fret about the result. Simply commit to the action itself. The action is yours. The outcome is not. Once you have made that calm decision, let the anxiety around it dissolve. You have a plan. Action is the antidote to anxiety. This is the path of the wise. Remember the words of the Stoics as you drift into slumber. Whatever happens, happens for the good. Not necessarily for your comfort or your preference, but for the good of your character, for the exercise of your soul. Even in the darkness of uncertainty, there is a light of inner strength waiting to be seen. Your soul is not alone in this struggle. Your mind is not broken. You are simply remembering a power you have always possessed. You are awakening to a deeper, more resilient wisdom. Sleep now. Sleep in peace. Breathe. The transformation has already begun. Welcome back. As you settle in once more, let the memory of the world outside begin to fade. The day, with its demands and its noise, is over. It has played its part, and now it recedes like the tide, leaving the quiet shore of the present moment. You have returned to this space, this sanctuary of sound and stillness. Allow your body to remember what it is to be truly at rest. Feel the gentle pull of gravity, a quiet invitation to release, to let go of the need to hold yourself up. You are supported. You are safe. The wisdom of the Stoics is not a collection of facts to be learned. It is a way of being to be embodied. It is a slow, deep transformation, like a great river carving its way through stone, not with force, but with persistence. So tonight, do not try, do not strive, simply allow. allow the words to wash over you. Allow your breath to deepen. You are not building anything new. You are simply uncovering the strength that has been within you all along. Lesson 2. The Inner Citadel. Building your unconquerable mind. Last night, we spoke of letting go of what is outside our control. We learned to draw a circle separating our choices from the world's outcomes. Tonight, we turn our attention inward to the space inside that circle. For the Stoics knew that it is not enough to simply let go of the world. We must also build a refuge within ourselves, a place of such strength and serenity that no external event, no matter how chaotic, can ever truly breach it. They called this refuge the inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the known world, felt the immense pressure of his station every day. He faced plagues, wars, betrayals, and the crushing weight of responsibility. Yet, he wrote to himself, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." He understood that true sanctuary is not a place you can travel to. It is a place you must build, brick by brick, within your own mind. Think of how easily our peace is shattered. A critical email lands in your inbox, and your heart begins to race. You see a headline of political turmoil, and a wave of anxiety washes over you. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and a surge of anger poisons your mood for the next hour. We live as if the walls of our minds are made of paper. We allow the slightest breeze from the outside world to tear through us, leaving us feeling exposed, vulnerable, and constantly disturbed. The reactive mind believes, "I am upset because of that comment. I am anxious because of the news." It places the cause of its suffering on the external event. It gives its power away. The Stoic mind understands a fundamental, life-altering truth, one that Epictetus taught relentlessly. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. The event itself is neutral. It is just a fact. The email is a collection of words on a screen. The headline is a series of letters. The driver is a person in another car. They have no inherent power to disturb your soul. The disturbance happens when we add a second layer, our judgment. That email is a disaster. This news means the world is falling apart. That driver is disrespectful and has ruined my morning. These judgments are the traitors within our own walls. They are the ones who unbar the gates and invite the enemy anxiety, anger, fear to come inside and wreak havoc. Your inner citadel, then, is a fortress built not of stone, but of unshakable, rational judgments. It is the practice of seeing events as they are, stripped of the emotional stories we attach to them. Imagine a difficult conversation you must have tomorrow. The untrained mind replays it 100 times, imagining every possible negative outcome. It suffers 100 imaginary battles before the real one has even begun. The mind inside the citadel acknowledges the task. It says, "Tomorrow I have a conversation." It is external to me. What is internal? My preparation, my intention to speak honestly and kindly, my choice to listen patiently, and my resolve to accept the outcome, whatever it may be, with grace. The citadel is not a place of emotionless coldness. It is a place of clarity. From its high walls, you can observe the storms of life, the anger of others, the disappointments, the unexpected turns of fate, without being swept away by them. You see the storm. You acknowledge its power, but you know that it cannot touch you. You are the observer in the tower, not the leaf in the wind. This fortress is your birthright. It is the unconquerable sphere of your own reason and choice. No one can force you to be angry. No one can make you despair. They can present you with facts and events, but the final judgment, the story you tell yourself about those events, is yours and yours alone. That is the key that locks the gate of the citadel. Tonight, as you lie here, let the world and its worries fall away. Let us begin to reinforce the walls of your own inner fortress. Breathe in long and slow, and imagine you are drawing strength from the very air around you, a calm, golden light of pure resilience. As you breathe out, imagine you are gently pushing away all the anxious judgments, the fearful stories, the noise of other people's opinions. Let them dissolve into the darkness. Now, bring to mind something from your day that disturbed your peace. A small frustration, a moment of worry, an unkind word. Don't relive it. Simply observe it, as if it were a single dark cloud floating in the vast sky of your awareness. See it for what it is, an external event. It is outside of you. Now, feel the ground of your being, the solid foundation of your inner citadel. With your next breath, imagine you are stepping inside this fortress of your mind. The walls are thick and ancient, built from every time you chose patience over anger, courage over fear, wisdom over reactivity. They are warm to the touch. Inside, it is perfectly still and quiet. There is a single steady flame burning in the center, representing your core self, your reasoning mind. From a high window in your citadel, you can look out and see that dark cloud of disturbance. It is still there, floating in the sky, but from here, it seems small, distant. It cannot reach you. It cannot rain on you. It has no power over the peace within these walls. You can observe it with curiosity, not fear. You can acknowledge its presence, and then you can turn away from the window and back to the calm, steady light in the center of the room. This is your power, the power to choose where you place your attention. Let that feeling of safety, of inner sanctuary, spread through your entire body. Your mind is not a fragile thing, tossed about by the storms of life. It is a fortress, and you are its calm and wise commander. Sleep now within these unconquerable walls. Rest in the knowledge that this sanctuary is always available to you. In a crowded room, in a moment of crisis, in the dead of night, you can always retreat to the quiet of your own soul. The world cannot touch you there. No external event can break you, because your true self is not out there in the chaos. It is in here, in the quiet, lighted room of your own mind. Sleep deeply. Sleep safely. You are home. Good. You are here again, resting in the quiet dark, a silent traveler journeying inward. Last night, we began to build the walls of a great fortress within your mind, an inner citadel that cannot be breached by the chaos of the world. And perhaps you have felt a small shift already, a little more space between you and the events of your day, a little more calm in the face of the storm. Let that feeling deepen now. Let your body sink further into rest, surrendering its weight. Completely, you have earned this peace. You are building this strength. Tonight, we address a subtle but persistent challenge. Even within the strongest fortress, ghosts can linger. Not ghosts of the dead, but ghosts of our own making. The ghosts of yesterday's regrets and the phantoms of tomorrow's anxieties. The mind, left to its own devices, loves to time travel. It flees the present moment, escaping to a past it cannot change or a future it cannot predict. And in this constant flight, it finds no rest. But the Stoics knew that the only place life truly exists, the only place we have any power, is right here, right now. Lesson 3. Embracing the sacred present. Our culture is one of distraction. We scroll through memories of the past and plan anxiously for the future, all while the present moment slips through our fingers, unnoticed and unlived. We torment ourselves with thoughts of, if only. If only I had said that differently. If only I had bought that house. We also paralyze ourselves with, what if? What if I lose my job? What if they don't like me? What if I get sick? Seneca, a man who faced exile and a death sentence, saw this human tendency clearly. He wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." He saw that the past and the future are two thieves, stealing the joy and peace of the only thing we actually possess, this very moment. The reactive mind believes its own stories about time. It sees the past as a heavy chain, dragging behind it, each link a mistake or a missed opportunity. It sees the future as a terrifying monster lurking in the fog just ahead. It is a miserable way to live, always looking over your shoulder in regret or squinting ahead in fear. The Stoic mind practices a radical reorientation. It learns to see the past for what it is, a collection of lessons, now set in stone. It is information, not an identity. It is a closed book. You can learn from its pages, but you cannot rewrite them. And there's a profound peace in accepting that. To argue with the past is to argue with reality itself, a battle you can never win. And the future? The future is simply a possibility, a canvas not yet painted. To fear it is to suffer for things that have not happened and may never happen. A Stoic prepares for the future, yes, but does not worry about it. Preparation is an action taken in the present. Worry is an emotion. That drains the present of its vitality. Imagine yourself standing in a great flowing river. The water that has already passed you is the past. You can see its ripples downstream, but you can never touch that water again. It is gone forever. The water far upstream, around the bend you cannot see, is the future. You do not know if it will be calm or turbulent. Your only reality is the small patch of water where you are standing right now. Your only task is to keep your footing in this water, to feel its current, to respond to it with strength and balance. This is where your life is happening. Right here. The Stoics took this even one step further, to a concept so powerful it can feel almost divine. Amor fati, the love of one's fate. This is the practice of not just accepting what happens, but embracing it. To believe that every single event of your life, every success, every failure, every joy, every heartbreak, every wrong turn was a necessary and perfect part of your unique journey. It is the belief that the universe is not happening to you, but for you. The traffic jam that made you late allowed you to avoid an accident. The job you didn't get opened the door for the one that was truly right for you. The painful breakup taught you a lesson about your own strength that you desperately needed to learn. Accept the things to which fate binds you, wrote Marcus Aurelius, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This is not passive resignation. It is an active, loving embrace of reality as it is. Tonight, as sleep begins to call to you, let us practice returning home to the present moment. Let your attention settle on your breath. Don't change it, just notice it. The cool air entering your nostrils, the gentle rise of your chest and belly, the warm air leaving your body. Each breath is a perfect, self-contained event. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It asks nothing of the past. It expects nothing of the future. It is simply here. Now, bring to mind a single regret that has been whispering to you, a memory from the past that carries a sting. See it, acknowledge it. Now, ask yourself gently, where is this regret right now? Is it in the room with you? Can you touch it? No, it exists only as a thought, a pattern of electricity in your mind, happening in this present moment. It has no power over the reality of your breath. On your next exhale, release that thought. Let it dissolve. It is a ghost. Let it fade into the mist. Next, bring to mind a single anxiety about tomorrow, a worry that has been casting a shadow. See it. Acknowledge it. Ask yourself, where is this fear right now? Is the event happening? No, it is just a story, a projection. It too is only a thought in your mind right now. It is not real. What is real is the feeling of the sheets against your skin, the gentle darkness behind your eyelids, the sound of your own quiet breathing. Anchor yourself to what is real. Marcus Aurelius gave himself this powerful advice: do not let the future disturb you, for you will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. The strength you need for tomorrow is the same strength you are cultivating right now in this moment of peace. There is nothing you need to fix from yesterday. There is nothing you must rehearse for tomorrow. Your only sacred duty right now is to rest, to be fully here, in this breath, in this moment, in this profound and healing peace. The present is a gift. Let yourself receive it. Sleep now, be here now, and all will be well. Welcome back. Feel the gentle pull of this quiet space, drawing you away from the complexities of the day and into the simplicity of being. The mind may still be humming with residual energy, with conversations replayed and futures imagined. That is its nature. Do not fight it. Simply welcome it into this stillness, as you would welcome a weary traveler into a warm home. Here, there is no need to perform, to justify, to defend. Here, you can simply be. You are returning to your center, to the unshakable ground of your own soul. Let each breath be a step deeper into that inner peace. Last night, we spoke of anchoring ourselves in the sacred present, letting go of the ghosts of yesterday and the phantoms of tomorrow. Tonight, we will take that wisdom and apply it to one of the most challenging aspects of modern life: our relationship with other people. Our lives are a tapestry woven with the threads of our interactions. Some threads are vibrant and strong, others are tangled and frayed. It is in our dealings with others that our Stoic practice is most profoundly tested. Lesson 4. Be unoffendable. So, mastering your social world. How often is our inner peace stolen by the words or actions of another? A thoughtless comment from a family member, a perceived slight from a coworker, the anger of a stranger in public. These moments can hijack our emotions, sending us into spirals of resentment, indignation, or self-doubt. We feel wronged, misunderstood, attacked. We spend hours, sometimes days, replaying the event, crafting the perfect comeback in our minds, nursing a sense of grievance that poisons our own happiness. The Stoics offered a radical perspective on this. They taught that it is impossible for another person to harm your inner self, your soul, your character, without your consent. Epictetus, who endured the ultimate physical subjugation as a slave, was adamant on this point. He said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." It is a startling idea. The provocation is not the cause of your disturbance. Your mind's complicity, your agreement to be disturbed, is the cause, the reactive. Mind believes, he made me angry. She hurt my feelings. It outsources its emotional state, making other people the keepers of its peace. It is a state of profound vulnerability, like handing the keys to your inner citadel to every person you meet. The Stoic mind reclaims those keys. It operates from a principle of profound self-possession. It understands that people will do what they do. They will act according to their own judgments, their own fears, their own level of wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil. This is not a cynical statement. It is a compassionate and realistic one. It is a form of preparation. He is not judging them. He is understanding them. He is reminding himself not to be surprised when people act imperfectly, just as you would not be surprised if a fig tree produced figs. Their actions come from their own inner world, not from yours. Their anger is their own, not yours to absorb. Their judgment is a reflection of them, not a definitive statement about you. Imagine you are standing on the shore of a calm lake. Your Inner state is the surface of that water, clear and still. Another person comes to the edge of the lake and throws a stone into it. The stone is their comment, their action. The reactive mind identifies with the ripples. It becomes the disturbance, feeling the splash, the churn, the murkying of the water. It says, "The stone ruined my peace." The Stoic mind does something different. It does not identify with the ripples. It remains as the calm, deep water beneath. It observes the stone entering, watches the ripples spread, and allows them to naturally dissipate, knowing that the fundamental nature of the water is stillness. The stone did not change the water. It only created a temporary disturbance on its surface. The disturbance passes. The stillness remains. To cultivate this unoffendable soul is not to become a doormat. It is not to allow abuse or to silence your own voice. You can still set boundaries. You can still speak truth. You can still remove yourself from harmful situations. But you do so from a place of calm, rational choice, not from a place of wounded reactivity. You act to protect your physical and practical self, while your inner self, your citadel, remains untouched, serene, and free. You respond, but you do not react. This distinction is everything. So tonight, as your body becomes heavier and your mind becomes quieter, let us practice this art of emotional self-mastery. Breathe in deeply and feel that sense of calm self-possession. Fill your chest. Breathe out and release the lingering energy of any social friction from your day. Let it all go. Now, bring to mind a person or a situation that has recently caused you to feel offense, anger, or hurt. Don't dive into the story. Just hold the image of the person or the memory of the event gently in your awareness. First, practice understanding, as Marcus Aurelius did. Say to yourself, silently, they acted from their own understanding, their own fears, their own pain. Their judgment was about them, not about me. Feel a small softening, a release of the personal sting. You are not condoning their action, but you are ceasing to carry it as your own personal burden. Second, reclaim your power, as Epictetus taught. Acknowledge that the event was one thing, and your reaction to it was another. The event was external, outside your circle. Your reaction was internal. In this moment, you have a choice. You can choose to keep feeding the grievance, replaying the hurt, or you can choose to let it go. With your next exhale, visualize the emotional charge of that memory, leaving your body like a gray smoke. Watch it dissolve into the infinite space around you. It is not yours. You do not need it. Your mind is your own. Your peace is your own. You are taking back the key. Let the feeling that remains be one of compassionate detachment, a quiet strength, a serene indifference to the turbulence of others. You are the deep, calm water. You are the silent watcher in the fortress. Sleep now with a soul that is becoming unoffendable. Rest in the quiet confidence that your inner peace is your own sacred property. No one can take it from you unless you give it to them. And tonight, you are choosing to keep it for yourself. Rest deeply. Your character is your fate, and your character is becoming one of calm, unconquerable strength. Welcome. The world outside continues on its course, with all its sound and motion, but for you, it has faded into a distant murmur. You have chosen to be here, in this quiet harbor of the mind. Let that choice be a declaration of your own power. The power to step away, to turn inward, to seek stillness in a world that worships noise. Feel your body gratefully accepting this gift of rest. Notice the release in your jaw, the softening of your shoulders, the slowing of your heart. You are safe here. You are reclaiming your peace. We have journeyed together through the landscape of the Stoic soul. We have built an inner citadel, anchored ourselves in the sacred now, and learned to let the provocations of others pass by like clouds in the sky. But the Stoic path is not one of passive retreat. It is not about hiding in our fortress forever. Once we have secured our inner peace, we must learn how to bring that peace out into the world. We must learn how to act. Lesson 5. The gentle discipline of action. In our modern world, the idea of action is often tied to anxiety. Our to-do lists are endless. We are haunted by the things we haven't done, the goals we haven't reached. We procrastinate on tasks, not because we are lazy, but because we are overwhelmed by the pressure of the outcome. We fear we won't do it perfectly. We fear we will fail. We fear the judgment of others. And so, we do nothing, and the anxiety grows stronger in our inaction. The Stoics offered a liberating alternative. They taught that the fruit of our labor is not the point. The point is the labor itself. The goal is not the finished product. The goal is the quality of character we bring to the process. Our purpose is not found in some grand, distant achievement, but in the excellence with which we perform the simple task right in front of us. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, wrestled with this daily. It is human to want to stay in bed, to shirk responsibility. But he would tell himself, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for, to huddle under the blankets and stay warm? He saw his daily duties, even the tedious or difficult ones, not as burdens, but as opportunities. Opportunities to practice virtue, to practice patience, discipline, focus, and integrity. The reactive mind looks at a mountain of work and says, I'll never finish this. It's too much. It is paralyzed by the scale of the outcome. It attaches its self-worth to the completion and the success of the task. The Stoic mind focuses on a single, small stone at the base of the mountain. It says, my only task right now is to pick up this one stone and to do it with my full attention and care. It detaches itself from the outcome. The goal is not to conquer the mountain. The goal is to handle this single stone with virtue, and then the next, and then the next. And in doing so, without anxiety and without rush, the mountain is moved. Think of a craftsman at his bench, a potter at her wheel, a chef in her kitchen. The true master is not thinking about the praise the finished piece will receive. They are lost in the process. Their entire being is focused on the feel of the clay, the slice of the knife, the texture of the wood. The joy is in the doing. The excellence is in the attention. The reward is the act itself. This is the path to disciplined action without anxiety. You are not trying to be a successful person. You are simply trying to do the thing in front of you like a good craftsman. This transforms the mundane into the sacred. Washing the dishes is no longer a chore. It is a meditation on cleanliness and order. Answering a difficult email is no longer a source of dread. It is an exercise in clarity and courage. Making your bed in the morning is not a meaningless task. It is your first victory of the day, an act of discipline that sets the tone for everything that follows. When you focus on the quality of the action, not the reward it may or may not bring, you find a profound and steady sense of purpose. Tonight, as you prepare for the deep rest that recharges the body and soul, let us reframe our relationship with tomorrow's duties. Allow your breath to be your anchor. A slow, easy rhythm that requires no effort. Just being now, bring to mind one simple task that awaits you tomorrow. Do not choose the largest or most frightening thing. Choose something small and manageable. Making your breakfast. Driving to work. Writing the first paragraph of a report. God, see this task in your mind, but strip away all the usual anxiety associated with it. See it not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to practice a virtue, to practice attention, to practice patience, to practice excellence. Now, Visualize yourself performing this single, simple task, but see yourself doing it with the focused calm of a master craftsman. Feel the weight of the pen in your hand. Notice the sound of the keyboard as you type. Feel the warmth of the water as you wash a dish. Be fully present in the action. There is no rush. There is no anxiety about the result. There is only the simple, profound dignity of doing a thing well for its own sake. Feel the quiet satisfaction. That comes not from finishing, but from doing. This is your true work. Your true purpose is not a job title or an accomplishment. Your purpose is to be a person of virtue and integrity in this very moment and in the next. Sleep now. Sleep is not an escape from your duties. It is the holy preparation for them. You are gathering the strength not to conquer the world, but to gracefully and skillfully handle the small part of it that will be placed in your hands tomorrow. Your value is not in what you achieve, but in who you are while you are achieving it. Rest in that knowledge. Rest in your inherent worth. Sleep deeply. The work will be there, and you, with your renewed spirit, will be ready to meet it with peace. Welcome back to the stillness. Let the silence of this moment be a balm to your soul. The day is done. Its story has been written and the book is now closed. There is nothing left for you to do but to be here, in this cocoon of quiet, allowing your body and mind to heal, to integrate, to become whole again. With each breath, you are sinking deeper, not just into the mattress beneath you, but into the very ground of your own being. A place of deep, unshakable peace. We have spoken of letting go, of building our inner fortress, of living in the now, of mastering our reactions to others, and of acting with gentle discipline. But what happens when life brings not just small annoyances, but true catastrophe? What happens when the storm is not on the horizon, but has already torn the roof from our house? How does Stoicism help us when we face profound loss, grief, or failure? Lesson 6. The wisdom of impermanence. Our modern culture teaches us to cling. We cling to our youth, our health, our relationships, our possessions, our very lives. We live with an implicit belief that things should last forever, and so we are endlessly shocked and devastated when they do not. We see loss as a cosmic error, a tear in the fabric of how things should be. This clinging is the root of our deepest suffering. The Stoics, by contrast, lived with a constant, gentle awareness of impermanence. This was not a morbid obsession, but a liberating truth. They understood that everything in the material world, everything outside our inner citadel of choice and character, is on loan from fortune. Our bodies, our loved ones, our jobs, our homes. They are given to us for a time to be cherished and cared for, but they are not, ultimately, ours to keep. Seneca, who lost his son, faced constant political threats and was eventually forced to take his own life, wrote about this with piercing clarity. He advised that we should love our friends and family with the quiet understanding that we may lose them. He said we should enjoy our wealth and status as if it could vanish tomorrow. This is not a call to be cold or unloving. It is the exact opposite. It is a call to love more purely, more urgently, more gratefully, precisely because our time with things is finite. When you know that the beautiful vase on your shelf is fragile and could break, you appreciate its beauty more deeply today. You don't take it for granted. When you understand that your time with a loved one is not guaranteed, you listen more intently to their stories. You forgive their small faults more easily. You cherish the simple moments together. The awareness of loss is what gives presence. Its profound sweetness. The reactive mind, when faced with loss, says, "I have lost everything. My life is over." It identifies itself with what it has lost. It believes its happiness was in the person, the job, the state of health. The Stoic mind, while feeling the natural and human pain of grief, has a deeper anchor. It says, "Something I loved, something I cared for deeply has been returned to. The universe, I am grateful for the time I had with it. The pain I feel is a testament to the love I gave. Now, what remains? My character remains. My ability to choose how I respond remains. My inner citadel is still standing." This is the practice of the premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. It sounds grim, but its effect is one of immense peace. It is the practice of occasionally, in a calm moment, imagining the loss of the things you hold dear. What if I lost my job? What if I became ill? What if this person I love was no longer here? You don't dwell on it to create anxiety. You do it to rehearse your resilience. You ask yourself, what would I do? How would I find my strength? What virtues would I need to call upon? By doing this, you rob the future of its power to shock you. When adversity does strike, as it inevitably will, for all of us, it is not a complete surprise. You have, in a sense, prepared for it. You have reminded yourself that your core self, your true worth, is not dependent on these external things. The loss is still painful, deeply so. The Stoics were not emotionless robots. They wept, they grieved, but they were not destroyed. Their foundation held firm. Tonight, as you drift in this safe space between wakefulness and sleep, let us gently touch upon this profound wisdom. Let your body be heavy, utterly relaxed. You are a vessel of breath and being floating in a sea of tranquility. Now, with great gentleness, bring to mind something in your life that you cherish deeply. It could be a person, a home, your health, a precious memory. Feel the warmth of gratitude for this gift in your life. Let your heart fill with genuine appreciation. Now, for just a moment, hold this treasure in your mind and quietly acknowledge its impermanent nature. Without fear, without panic, simply whisper to your soul, "This is beautiful, and it is on loan." One day, it will change or go away. Feel the shift this creates. It is not a shift into fear, but a shift into a deeper, more poignant appreciation for the now. It makes the love more vibrant, the gratitude more real. This practice loosens the fearful, desperate grip of attachment and replaces it with a gentle, loving embrace. It allows you to love fully, without the terror of loss constantly shadowing you, because you have already accepted that loss is a natural part of life's dance. Now, let that thought go. Return your focus to the simple, physical reality of this moment. The feeling of the air on your skin, the solidness of the bed beneath. You, the rhythm of your own heart, beating steadily in your chest. This is real. Your strength is real. Your ability to endure is real. You are more resilient than you know. You have survived every single hardship of your life so far. Your inner citadel has weathered every storm. Trust in that strength. It is deeper than any loss, more permanent than any possession. Sleep now in the arms of this liberating truth. You can love the world without clinging to it. You can face the future without fear, because you know that whatever comes, the essential part of you, your character, your reason, your soul, can never be taken away. Rest in that indestructible peace. Sleep deeply. You have returned once more. Welcome. This space remembers you. The quiet here has been waiting for you. Let go of the day as you would let go of a heavy coat, dropping it by the door. It is not needed here. Here, there is only the gentle rhythm of your breathing, a soft tide rising and falling, washing the shores of your mind clean. Each night we gather here, we are not just listening to words. We are engaging in a sacred act of self-renewal. You are tending to the garden of your own soul, and you are beginning to see the fruits of that labor. A little more peace, a little more strength, a little more clarity. Tonight, we delve into a quality that underpins all the others. It is the soil from which the entire Stoic garden grows. Without it, our resolutions falter, our citadels crumble, and our peace remains fragile. This quality is the virtue at the heart of a well-lived life: wisdom. Not intellectual knowledge, but the practical wisdom of living well. Lesson 7. The view from above. We spend most of our lives zoomed in. Our focus is narrow, locked onto our immediate problems, our personal dramas, our small world of anxieties and desires. A difficult meeting at work can feel like the most important event in the universe. A personal disagreement can consume all of our mental and emotional energy. We live like ants, seeing only the single blade of grass in front of us, mistaking it for the whole field. This limited perspective is a primary source of our suffering. It magnifies our problems, making them seem immense and all-consuming. The Stoics practiced a powerful mental exercise to combat this. It is often called the view from above, or the Platonic contemplation. It is the practice of zooming out, of raising your perspective from the personal to the cosmic. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of a vast and complex world, used this technique constantly to maintain his equilibrium. He wrote to himself, "Think of substance in its entirety, of which you have the smallest of shares, and of time in its entirety, of which a brief and fleeting moment has been assigned to you, and of fate, and how small a part of it you are." Imagine yourself doing this right now. In your mind's eye, begin to float upwards from where you are lying. See your body, resting peacefully. Float higher, seeing the room, then the entire building. Rise higher still, seeing your neighborhood, your city, a patchwork of lights and sleeping houses. Keep rising, seeing the shape of your country, the curve of the continent, the vast, swirling blue of the oceans. From this height, where's the difficult meeting? Where's the argument? Where's the source of your anxiety? They have vanished. They're so infinitesimally small as to be invisible from this vantage point. They are lost in the immense tapestry of human life. You see millions of other lights, millions of other homes, each containing a person with their own hopes, fears, and struggles, just like you. Your personal drama is not unique. It is part of the universal human condition. There is a strange comfort in this, a sense of shared experience, a release from the lonely prison of your own problems. Now, float even higher. See the earth as a vase, beautiful, silent, spinning marble of blue and white, hanging in the infinite blackness of space. See the moon, its silent companion. See the sun, a blazing star that has warmed our planet for billions of years. Go further, past the other planets in our solar system, out into the vast expanse of the Milky Way, with its hundreds of billions of stars. And our galaxy is just one of billions of other galaxies, swirling like cosmic dust in the unimaginable emptiness of space. Hold this perspective. Feel the profound stillness and majesty of the cosmos. Now, from this immense, silent, eternal viewpoint, think again of that problem that was causing you so much stress. What is it now? It is less than a speck of dust, less than a fleeting thought. In the grand scheme of cosmic time and space, it is almost nothing. This exercise is not meant to make you feel insignificant in a negative way. It is meant to liberate you. It places your problems in their proper context. It is the ultimate antidote to ego and self-pity. It does not mean your problems aren't real or that your pain doesn't matter. It means that they are not the only thing that matters. There is a much, much larger reality at play. This is the view from above. It is the perspective of wisdom. When you return to your body, when you zoom back in, the problem is still there, but it has changed. Its power over you has diminished. You have seen it from the mountaintop, and it no longer looks like an impassable monster. It looks like a small stone on your path, something to be navigated with skill and calm, not something to be feared. Tonight, as you lie on the edge of sleep, let us practice this liberating ascent. Your body is your launching point. Feel its weight, its warmth. It is your anchor to this beautiful earth. Now, begin your gentle, effortless ascent. Let your mind drift upward, leaving the details of your day behind. Rise above the walls of your room, above the roof of your home. Watch the world shrink below you. Feel the personal anxieties and attachments grow smaller and smaller with the distance. The frantic energy of human life fades into a quiet, collective hum. Keep rising into the deep, silent peace of space. Float in the velvet darkness, surrounded by the quiet, shimmering light of distant stars and galaxies. There is no time here, no rush, no deadlines. There is only being, a vast, eternal, silent awareness. From this place of ultimate perspective, look back at the tiny, distant glimmer of your own life. See it not with judgment, but with a kind of loving, cosmic tenderness. See all your struggles, all your joys, all your fears as a tiny, beautiful flicker in an immense and eternal story. Feel the grace of this perspective, the peace of it. Your soul is not just this small, worried self. It is also this vast, silent, cosmic observer. This is your deeper nature. Your problems do not define you. Your life is a brief, precious opportunity to exist, to love, to learn, to be. Rest now in this expansive awareness. Let the small worries dissolve into the vastness of the universe. You are a child of the cosmos, a temporary arrangement of stardust, gifted with a moment of consciousness. Let that be enough. Let that be everything. Sleep now, not as a person burdened by problems, but as a part of this immense, mysterious, and beautiful whole.